Right, hey everyone, I'm coming at you with a shoe video today, so some information on how to pick out a great pair of trail runners. So I got a little list on the side I'll just be referencing, but I'll do my best to give you some good info. So when it comes to picking a shoe, there's lots of important things, and every brand does it a little bit differently, but generally they all touch on the cushioning, the amount of drop that they have, which is usually in millimeters. They'll have the stiffness, the different types of treads, the width. All this stuff is important, but today I'm just going to touch on a few that sometimes can be the most confusing for people. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the drop. So they can be anywhere from like 12 or more drop to a 0 drop. An 8 to 10 millimeters is considered average. So I'll show an example here. I have one of the Speedcross 5 shoes. This is an 8 mil drop shoe. And then in comparison, this one's mine. It's a 4 mil drop, and it's the Sense Pro 4. So I don't know if this really even gives you a great difference, but it's mostly just it's the heel to toe drop specifically. When they reference drop, that's what it means. And when you are in that 8 to 10 mil range, it's a little bit better for people that need some more calf support, and it's just, again, a little bit more average. When you start to drop lower than that, it's going to start to push you more towards a mid to 4 foot type of style of running. Some people like that, some people don't. I prefer a 4 mil drop or less. Again, 8 to 10 is average. And just one thing to consider when swapping between drops is that even a 2 mil change in the drop takes a bit of time to get used to. So especially if you're going from 8 to 4, there's a bit of a gradual adjustment period to that amount of drop in your shoe. So just be aware that if you're making a big swap like that, it might take a little bit for your body to really enjoy and get used to the shoe. The next thing I'm going to mention is the cushioning. So that is definitely more of a personal preference. You can get away with any amount of drop for any amount, for any distance. However, more cushioning is going to fare you better for longer runs. But again, it is more personal preference. The Speedcross here, this is Trent's shoe specifically, has a little bit more cushioning on the medium to high scale of things, and it's great for even a short run if you like that, or you can take this for a longer run. The shoe that I run in here is a medium cushion low drop shoe. If you're running for I don't know, 4 or 5 hours in that shoe, you may start to run into some problems. However, I run 2, 3, even 4 hours in this shoe, and it works great for me. The cushioning is something that you might have to experiment with a bit to figure out what really works for you. Lastly, just pick kind of 3 things for this video. I'll touch on the different types of treads. So in general, a more aggressive tread, like the Speedcross here, will be better for more technical terrain. It'll do better in the snow and also better on rocks. It's just a little bit more grippy, and it gives you some more opportunities to deal with the terrain. However, in Kelowna, we're fairly dry, and we don't have anything too crazy. So even the Speedcross like this, it'd be an absolute beast for Kelowna, but in kind of the wet, slippery routes of the Vancouver area, it might not fare as well. These are my shoes, and I wear them all year round. The tread is not nearly as aggressive, so you may run into some problems in, say, the winter and on some slippery rocks with this shoe. However, this one, with a tread like this, you could wear all year round with pretty much no issues. Also, for summer running, some shoes are waterproof, some aren't, so that's usually Gore-Tex in the shoes. I would suggest not having a Gore-Tex shoe for the summer. I won't go into it too much, but basically it's not going to let you breathe as much for the summer, and you might run into a little bit of a sweaty foot for the hot Okanagan summer running. Additionally, if you're able to have 2 or more pairs of shoes to alternate between, that'll really increase the lifespan, because when you're running on the shoe, all of the cushioning on the inside and in the backs of the shoes gets kind of pressed down, and if you're able to take some time off from those shoes, it lets it expand back out and just kind of increases the lifespan of those shoes. I know personally for me, I get a lot of wear in the back, and that's because I wear one shoe a lot, and it doesn't really expand, and it wears through quicker. Lastly, I'll just mention, if you already have a pair of shoes that you do love, and you're like, oh, I want to find something like this, or oh, I want to get the same pair, some of the things that I mentioned, such as the cushioning, the drop, the treads, the stiffness, just look up that information online for the shoe in particular, and then if you're doing some research, try to find those exact drop cushioning, the same stats for other shoes and give those a try, because you'll likely have the most success if you can match the stats of the shoe that you really, really like, even if it's a different brand, and they're kind of similar. So awesome. Thanks.